Welcome to another episode of Sanford Says. My name is Lisa Holder, Chief Communications and Cultural Affairs Administrator for the City of Sanford. Welcome, and we have two great guests with us today. We have Jennifer Brooks. Jennifer Brooks is our Special Events Supervisor for the City of Sanford. And we have Jon Smith, who is a producer for the C3 Fest that's happening this weekend. Welcome.
Yes, very excited.
So we always know that these special event podcast episodes are so much fun because it is about fun, basically. So, Jennifer, what do we got going on for the month of June?
Well, we have all kinds of things going on in June, but most importantly is our C3 Fest. That is going to be so much fun, live entertainment, really unique vendors. They really class up Sanford with their entertainment. Executive Cigar does such a nice job with their VIP area. Speaking of which, are there any tickets left?
There are still some VIP tickets left. I don't know how many because I haven't got a text or an email from anyone this morning, but I know that there's some.
I will tell you, if you want the VIP area, it's a nice gated little area, tablecloths, tables. It's very nice, but they're always sold out. We always get a lot of requests the day of. Get those tickets now. So what's our entertainment? You've kept this under wraps.
Yeah, we kept it under wraps for a while. We have Willie Jones, who's a rising country artist. He kind of is like country pop, if that's a thing. But he was just on the CMAs. He was on X Factor. I mean, he has a very good following and just a very unique sound as a country artist. But then we also have Majesty of Sound, which is a Journey and Styx cover band that's incredible here in Florida. We have Tomasito
certainly
Cruz.
Not my timeline.
Yeah. This is way before your time. So we have Tomasito Cruz, who's Grammy winning. He does like Afro-Cuban music. And then we have a local artist, actually here, Megan Katrina, who is from this area. Actually grew up in Sorrento, I believe, and then Sanford. But she's a Nashville artist now. And she's coming to kind of open the day. And it's just this really great, bubbly, energetic young guitar player.
So can you, Jon, can you take us through like what people can expect? And first of all, it's the C3 Festival. It's at Executive Cigar on the RiverWalk, outside in the RiverWalk. Can you kind of take us through the day of what people can expect? It's free.
Yeah,
right?
it's absolutely free. So this is the third one we've done with the city. Jennifer and I have gotten to know each other and work together in all kinds of fun capacities on this festival. But yeah, we actually, instead of just doing it at Executive Cigar, we shut down the entire street in front of the waterfront. And so there's about 30 vendors that are doing everything from, little beaded necklaces to soaps to, all kinds of fun, exciting things for your house. We usually have about 6 food trucks that are doing everything from barbecue to we have an amazing Philly cheesesteak guy. I think he's been at every single one so far. And then there's street performers walking around, everything from stilt walkers to, characters. I think we had Betty Boop at the last one walking around taking photos of people. So it's really designed as a giant family festival. The music is highlighted, but the entire thing is raising awareness and support for 3 local charities. And I'm real big on the local charities instead of like the national guys because they're actually physically doing stuff in your community.
And so can you mention the charities?
Yeah, it's Angels of Mercy, which is here in Sanford. They actually have a thrift shop, and they deal with an array of different women, from women that are coming out of very abusive relationships to people that have been trafficked. They have a thrift shop where a lot of these women can actually go there and shop for free for things, which is really, really cool. Bikers Against Trafficking, which is also, they're a national organization, but their local chapter here, this is where the founders started. And they physically go get children. When they find out that a place is trafficking, whether it's boys or girls, they just go get them. It's made up of a lot of former law enforcement and a lot of, there's all different walks of life. And then the last one is Love Missions, which is Palette, a Sanford favorite coffee shop here, I've learned. And Tina and Carl who run that, and same thing. It really, they're straight up fighting human trafficking. Amazing stories, and all 3 of them, are organizations that work with each other. So they have kind of a familiarity with each other because they've been able to kind of help, well, hey, we have a this, we have a that, but they are standalone organizations, which is really cool.
Yeah, what three incredible charities that you're supporting, incredible work that they do. And so what brought you to Sanford? What brought C3 to Sanford? What's the backstory?
I was
on
on my way back down to Puerto Rico actually last June. I had done a father-son road trip with my dad cross country. And he's lived here in Sanford, I think, about 26 years now. And when we ended the trip, it happened to be at Executive Cigar. We happened to start chatting, and my sister, we have a production team, Greg Center, Garrick Hansen, Nicole Daniel, and then Jacqueline Smith, who's my sister. And she was talking to me about events here because 20 plus years ago was here when the RiverWalk opened. I actually emceed that back when that happened and remembered when Sanford was just this kind of, yeah, you go there for a meal and then you leave. And now it's a destination. There's so much going on here with art and with culture and food and music where you can come and spend a week. And in talking with some of them when I came back into town for a minute, I was supposed to be going to Puerto Rico to work on a project, but I was like, well, shoot, we have a couple sponsors laying around. This was last October, and we're like, we should do a festival. We should do like a big charity festival. So we actually got Foghat. Again, before your time, Jennifer, but we got Foghat to come out.
Wink, wink.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
wink and a nudge. So yeah, we got Foghat to come out in our first C3. We did just shy of 3,000 people. It was very successful. People loved it. We did one this last March with Teddy Swims, who Jennifer got to meet and got to know and got to ride on a golf cart.
Fabulous. Oh my gosh. I think he called me ma'am, however. But
he
he
didn't like that.
was up and coming as well.
Yeah.
Oh, his voice.
Yeah, he was like
amazing.
the week before he played for us here in March, he had just done Ellen. Like Ellen brought him on our show and was like, hey, this is like a sensation. You guys got to watch this guy. And he was fantastic. I was just telling Jennifer, I was talking to his tour manager last week, and he's like, hey, we want to come back. Like, we should do another show with you guys. So we're hoping that our next C3 is going to be a rather large one as far as the talent that we're going to be bringing back. But they've been very successful. The last one we did right around 5,000 people.
Okay, so it just dawned on me what C3 stands for. Is that, am I right? It's the three charities, right? C3.
Kind of. It's kind of a play on words.
What does that mean? What is C3?
It was a C squared because originally we were doing it as a craft cornhole charity festival.
Uh-huh.
So people could come and play the cornhole game that we all play at bars or restaurant lounges. And then craft, just because that's everything from beer to crafts. But it was also kind of a fun play on words, to your point, because it was like, well, we have three charities. So it's kind of a C3 encompasses all of it. The charities, it encompasses what it is.
Nice.
So...
Okay.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Well, really great. That's wonderful. Sounds like a lot of fun, and it's this weekend on our RiverWalk, right?
Totally free event for the family, and there's tons of stuff to do.
I really want to encourage. I mean, the music is all family friendly to start with, but the kids zone is fantastic, and it's not the usual vendors you see at several other events. They're pretty unique and different. Which is nice, but it's truly a lovely evening, and it's all free.
So what's the time, John? When does it start?
Starts at 3 in the afternoon. We normally start them a little earlier, around 1, but just because of the heat, and we were kind of like, oh, let's see what this is. So we're going from 3 to 10. So it starts at 3 in the afternoon, ends at 10 o'clock at night. The music ends at 9:30.
Okay.
So the last half hour is usually people just shuffling about or running to get one more bite of cotton candy.
Where is the street closure going to be? So if you say you are walking on the RiverWalk, and can you still use the RiverWalk in front of Executive Cigar kind of thing? Can you explain a little bit about that?
The RiverWalk's open, although it might get a bit crowded because a lot of people are bringing out lawn chairs to sit out there, which is fine. They're welcome to do that. The street closure is from Park Avenue up to the turnabout.
Okay.
Yep, up to 1792 now, because we can't have people, cut through, the apartment complexes and stuff down there. So that street's closed. The apartment complexes can go out on Fulton Avenue, so everyone still has access to their homes. Okay. But it's a nice area where you can hear the music. Lots of parking, City Hall parking, and also at Hood Avenue parking. There's plenty of parking for everyone around. Okay. But again, it's very much a family-friendly event. It's a beautiful night on the waterfront. And the entertainment, the quality of the entertainment they bring is really phenomenal. It is. He's kind of downplayed his role in this. He has lots of contacts in L.A. That's where his home is. So he's
Oh.
kind of downplayed his
We've been able
contacts.
we've been able to pull myself and the other producer. A lot of us have worked together on and off for 20 years, but these are guys that run the concerts at Universal Studios and Disney.
Yeah.
And so we're able to kind of pull everything. Like when you come look at like our staging, just the lighting and the staging. I mean, it's a concert. It's not like
Oh,
we
yeah.
just threw some lights on. And I've seen a lot of that around town as well in other events that we've witnessed here in Sanford. We just try to make sure that ours is always just a little unique.
Right, and you recommend people are supposed to bring their own chairs, lawn chairs? Is that how it's
Yeah,
gonna
I mean, as Jennifer said, our VIP tends to sell out very quickly if it's not already done so. But yeah, we have people that bring. I mean, when we did Foghat, it was one of my favorite memories of that first
Yeah.
C3 we did, because we had people bringing blankets and chairs, and there was an elderly lady. I had made some announcement from the stage before Foghat went on, and I was scurrying through the crowd, and this elderly lady got up. I thought she was falling. I reached for her, and she just grabbed my arm. She goes, "Thank you so much for bringing them to Sanford. This is my favorite event." You know, and then she just sat back down on her little blanket. I'm like, all right, that makes it worth it.
doing like an
So,
audience
Yeah.
dive or
Yeah.
something? No, wow, that's so cool. And so, where is the stage exactly? So I'm picturing
It's at
Executive
Park
Center.
Avenue.
That's where the
It's
stage
at
is going
Park
to be.
Avenue.
just in front of the flagpole.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a beautiful backdrop.
Yeah,
So
sure
it's
is.
going. It's facing west.
Okay, so people will be facing the water when the band is facing the City Hall.
Executive
Okay.
Cigar. The
The
band
city-
is facing Executive
Executive
Cigar.
Scar, okay.
Yeah,
And so, how
it's-
did Executive Scar you talk about sponsors? How did they get involved with you? And who are your other sponsors?
Tom Darnell, I had met last June and talked about this, and he just has a huge heart for community. I think anyone that's ever talked to him, you can pick that up right away.
And he is
He's the owner of
Okay.
Executive, the majority, and Tom is just this larger than life persona of just kindness. Which is not what people expect. You know, I think a lot of people have a misconception of even what a cigar bar is, and Tom is really all about community, and has a background. He was an MP during the Gulf War, and is very, very supportive of just community and family. So when we were talking, he's like, "Hey, I would love to do these, and my shop will be the anchor sponsor for all of them." You know, and the Cohen Law Group came on board for this C3. So they're now a partner looking to go ahead. The Norelli family, which is another 501, but they have vineyards out in California. They have all kinds of different things. ServPro's been a sponsor since early on. So there's a website, www.c3fest.info. You can find all kinds of information about the charities, the music. We even have some of the vendors posted, so you can see everything from here's the handbags that are going to be here to
Yeah.
here's the
Oh,
food.
cool.
So yeah, it has it's a very modest site, but it has a lot of information on it where people can go and just kind of read about it before they show up on the day.
very nice.
Yeah, it's truly. I wish all events were as easy to work with, and and Executive Cigar really classes it up. I mean, I was helping them unwrap brand new tables or
Yeah.
chairs, something.
Yeah, Jen was out there literally helping to unwrap chairs.
Yeah.
But who brings brand new stuff out? But they it's so nice to work with them. They've got a great team. Everyone's so friendly, and it's just as an event supervisor, you can't ask for more.
That's
They're
great.
perfect.
Yeah, that's very
Perfect.
good. Well, we're glad that you decided to make C3 a Sanford home for
Yeah.
C3. That's
Absolutely.
pretty awesome.
And they look forward to doing it quarterly.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, we've
This is
been-
number 3. We're
yeah,
going to
this-
head into number 4.
Yeah,
I
number
hope.
4 is coming up. Yeah, it's it's definitely quarterly. I mean, we're really digging it, and I think as each time we do one, the crowd gets a little bit bigger and changes a little bit, and we have our Facebook page is kind of blows up with different people chatting like privately and publicly, and so I think it's going well, and I think as the more people come to it, especially from the family aspect, because I think a lot of times people say, oh, it's a family event, and you get there and they're doing beer tickets and there's a stage, and you're like, well, for the kids we have a basketball toss, versus no, this is a family event where you can actually come and your kids can hang out and enjoy it, and yeah, they may not make it the whole 6-7
Right.
hours, but they can at least come and have a good time too.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
what about that reminds me, because some of us, our kids are grown, and all. What about if you have your dog? People do a lot of things with their dogs. This is a dog-friendly city, so
Love it.
so you can still bring your dog
Absolutely.
and hang out and listen to some really.
Yeah, we had
great
a
music.
lot of people that brought dogs to the Teddy Swims concert, specifically the last C3. In fact, I think somebody even got one of their dog's collars autographed by Teddy.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, we encourage, no different than the way the city's policies are. I mean, this is very much, I think, a dog-friendly city in general.
Right. Yeah.
And even executive. I mean, people bring their dogs in there all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really great. It sounds awesome. I'm like, this sounds cool for me. I want to come
you can
check
come.
it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you haven't been, oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, you really got to come. And that's also like it's not one genre of music. There's something for everything. I mean, even with Foghat is wonderful. But my favorite was
The
a
executive
woman
band. Oh, the woman
singing
yeah.
earlier in the day. She was phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
I was getting some work done in my office, and that made me go outside.
I remember that. Yeah.
Who is this?
Yeah.
And she was.
No, we really
phenomenal.
try to take pride on that. We bring just a different kind of music to the city, and it's not different in a way of, oh, this is better or worse. It's just like, no, it's just different.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of music, is it's one of
Yeah.
those things like food that connects all of us.
Yeah, and I think that's something wonderful that you're saying about bringing music to the city, because Sanford's becoming an emerging arts scene, and so I know that music and arts are very important to Sanford now, and so
That's
we're
very well said.
yeah,
Yes.
we're
Yep.
so we
And
are.
that's exactly how he fits in.
It's really
Yeah.
wonderful
Yeah.
and very welcoming to the whole Sanford scene. So thanks.
And you know, I mean, membership at the cigar bar is certainly above most of our pay grades. So, but they just literally welcome everyone, and literally, I mean, the biker guys, like, I happen to know that they stayed outside a house for 30 days. Guarding a kid so that kid would feel safe.
Okay, from one of
know?
this charity
Yeah.
here.
So,
you're
I mean,
referring
it's
to.
just-
Bikes Against Trafficking.
It's
Bikers
just
Against
a
Trafficking.
huge impact on so many different levels.
Yeah, I think that's really the key here in the tie-in.
Well, I
is
think that's
that-
what it is. One of the things, there was a guy that rides with them as part of the club, a guy named Huck, another gentleman named Flip, who I've gotten to know both of them rather well. And Flip and I were talking, and he said, you know, we want to raise thousands, and we'd love to raise millions of dollars every time we do this and give the charities millions of dollars. That's unfortunately not where it's at right now. But his comment was, he's like, just the awareness of it, because it's human trafficking isn't something that any parent wants to talk to their child about. And the sad part is, you're not doing it. Who do you think is? It's
Right.
school teachers not doing it. Their guidance counselors not doing
Right.
it. So it's like, you don't want to talk to your kids about it because it's a very dark subject, but you're like, well, how do you think they're going to know what to look for when
Yeah.
you send them on this trip? And I think the biggest misconception I think people have on trafficking is they think it happens in Europe or in South America, and it's like, no, it happens here. This is the third largest spot in the state, is here, like right here.
Central Florida.
And that's in Central Florida, and that's a crazy stat. Florida's a big state, you know, and that is, it's a scary thing, and it's sad that we are still raising awareness about something that's been happening before any of us were a thought.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think, having said that, I mean, one of the things Tina from Love Missions and I have talked about this with C3 as well, is we're talking about a very, very heavy topic, but in a very relaxed and enjoyable environment. Instead of putting, like, if you come, all of the charities have booths. When you look at like Tina's booth, she's not handing out pamphlets with, you know, here, save this child. She's doing the interactive, like I think at one of our last C3s, they did like a family photo booth. And it was like a harvest during October.
Yeah.
You know,
And
the
someone
bike-
had really nice baskets.
Yeah, that was the Angels of Mercy ladies. And that's, I think it's the idea of its awareness is just as important, and I think in some ways more important than the money, because you can always make more money, you can always find ways to get money.
Yeah.
But when you look at the charity aspect of it, it's like, well, these are kids, these are, you know, boys, girls, and in some cases men and women, that like you're affecting their life
Yeah.
by showing up at a charity festival buying a beer. Like, there's not a lot of places you can do that.
Yeah, and I really think that's wonderful, John, that you're bringing this here to Sanford again for the third time now,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
continue to do so. But what I find, Jennifer, is there's a lot of our events, our special events in Sanford, are focused on charities, local charities.
Almost all of
the
them are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the proceeds are going to local charities, and I think that's just a wonderful thing to be said about the events here in Sanford. You know, it's just pretty amazing. And so, thanks, John.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
Saturday, June 4th, C3 Fest.
Hopefully I'll see you out there dancing.
Yep.
Lisa.
All right, so we have several other events to kind of touch on
Yes.
on this
so the rest of
podcast.
June, the rest of June is really going to be a great month. it's not. It's getting hot. We're staying in. We're bringing it all. June 9th is Alive After 5, Blues, Brews, and Barbecue, 5 to 9. We're going to have Smoking Jackets playing in Magnolia Square, and they've got a great $15 meal deal with pulled pork sandwich and a drink of your choice. So, and remember, Food Truck Fiesta is moved to the second Sunday of every month, 1 to 6, and June 12th we'll be having that in the usual downtown area. Also on Sunday, June 12th, we're going to have Town Center Takeover. It'll be a really cool car show down there. The following Saturday is Juneteenth. Juneteenth is June 19th. However, on Saturday, that's also Father's Day. Saturday, June 18th, we're going to have the second annual Juneteenth of Freedom Festival in downtown. I'd really like to bring them back for another. Hopefully we can fit in their schedule to do their own podcast. This is a group of Sanfordites that has created a really nice family-friendly event in Fort Mellon Park, reaching out to a bunch of different organizations, several rows and rows of vendors, great music. So that's going to be a great event. On Sunday, June 19th, is a unique event. It's a Father's Day cook-off that's taken off. Also on the 19th, we have Tacos and Truckas. It's a truck show with lots of different awards. It's a family-friendly outdoor event until 8:30, and then they go indoors for a great live music.
And where is that held?
That's going to be held at the barn.
The barn, okay.
Yep. And then on June 25th, we have Trucks Gone Wild at the barn again, and we're going to wrap up the month with the first annual Sanford Carts and Kegs.
Okay.
This is
like
Henry's
go-karts
Depot.
and kegs? Is that what you're saying?
Like golf carts.
Golf carts. Okay, that would have been a little too like.
So it's the same, Mike that created Sofa and Suds. He's now bringing us carts and kegs.
Okay.
So there's a course. There's a team competing against other teams. You got to get off the cart to do a competition, and it's gonna be a great day.
Sounds great. I mean, my goodness, there's something for everyone, and
Absolutely.
that's
that's June 26th, and then we're right into July 4th after that, which is 7 to 10 p.m. down in Fort Mellon Park.
Star Spangled Sanford.
Yep, sunset celebration, and we'll certainly be bringing you more information about that soon as well.
Yeah, wow, this is, no wonder why people come to Sanford over and over again, right? There's just something for everyone, and
Every
our downtown
single weekend.
Every
So-
single, and you should know, thanks to
yep.
Jennifer. Jennifer has to be, part of your roles and responsibilities is to be downtown during all these events, check up on everyone, make sure that they have what they need here in the city of Sanford, and as it relates to events.
And set up chairs.
Yes.
You do
yes.
everything.
Yeah.
Jennifer does everything. Yes, I know.
Well,
so
I am also very privileged to work with creative minds like his, and the Paul Williams, this SAO Entertainment that's doing Juneteenth. These people come to me and they want
Yeah.
to do this exciting stuff for nonprofits,
Yeah.
for our community, and I just am so privileged to work with such bright minds that are bringing the money, the risk for our community,
Yeah.
and I am just blessed to be in this position,
Yeah.
and it benefits the rest of us. So all of Sanford, the rest of Central Florida, is welcome to come.
And if you show up on certain C3s, you're very likely to see Jennifer dancing in front of the stage.
That's
there's a rumor
right.
that that's
Teddy
happened.
Swims is there.
yeah.
My
And John,
goodness,
you have a radio voice, by the way.
Oh,
It sounds
Yeah.
He
like
may
it.
have
I
some
see
radio
you, but you could
experience,
probably do
yes.
your own
Yeah,
talk
maybe once
show.
or twice.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule.
more
You
than
got a
welcome.
lot going on, I'm sure, to plan for this weekend. And Jennifer, thanks for coming upstairs and recording this podcast episode. I mean, these are some of the greatest episodes that we talk about when we're sharing events in the city of Sanford. Thanks again. Any last words, anybody?
No, we'll see you this weekend.
Okay.
Yep, see you Saturday.
All right. Thanks for listening. This is Lisa Holder, City of Sanford Chief Communications and Cultural Affairs Administrator. You can find this podcast wherever you subscribe to your favorite podcast and on the city website at sanfordfl.gov. Thank you again, and come on down to Sanford for some fun. Talk to you soon. Thank you.